Sponsored by the Big 98, Nashville's #1 for new country and the home of the Bobby Bones Show.
We're on location and so pleased to be catching up with Grammy Award-winning and Rock and Roll Hall of Famers, the Doobie Brothers. We've got Patrick Simmons, Tom Johnston, John McFee, and Michael McDonald. Guys, thanks for coming on the show.
Glad to be here.
50th anniversary of the Doobie Brothers. How did this happen? Because, I mean, you guys can't be that old.
Now we're only 49. It's a weird thing. I don't understand.
We're not that mature anyway.
But the music, I mean, how incredible with all the hits that you've had, with over 50 million albums sold. And, you guys are selling out concerts everywhere you go. This tour was supposed to start out before the pandemic, right?
2020 it was supposed to start out.
2 years ago.
Yeah, and you guys launched it last year.
Yeah, 21.
It's the 50-ish anniversary.
Yeah.
Is that how the T-shirts are going to be, John, or it's going to say 50-ish?
I've been pushing for that, yeah.
They should.
Well, I've got to ask you, obviously with the catalog of music and the incredible hit albums, you have multi-platinum, you have a diamond album, and just regular platinum and gold. How do you pick the songs for the shows for this tour?
We got a hat and
You just like, it's
right,
like
just cut them up, the names, and put them in the hat and draw them out.
So does it keep the rest of the band on the toes? Because, I mean, obviously, you guys know this material so well. I mean, and does it change at every concert?
No, it doesn't.
No, there are a few that we keep in reserve that we try to brush up on, every so often, just in case.
Right.
Yeah.
But, speaking of that, from touring back during the 70s and 80s and now touring, in 2022, how much different is this for the Doobie Brothers?
I would say, first of all, because we've got Mike with us, and it's added another dimension to the show, and people come to see everything because we're doing everything from the very start of the band, 1971 we'll say, but even though the band started in 70, but song-wise, and then all the way through to the latest album, Liberte. We're doing 3 songs off that, so we've got the music before Mike, we got the music with Mike, we got the music after Mike, and we're actually not doing a lot of the music after Mike, but at any rate, we're doing just like everything, and everybody that's come to the show so far has been stoked. They've loved it.
Well, and speaking of the new album that came out last year in 2021, you guys are going to be doing 3 songs from that, right, Tom?
Correct, yeah, we're doing 3 songs from it, you're right.
Well, I wanted to bring up too, obviously, with the catalog of songs and having Michael involved and everything too, you guys have been huge with the Harley Davidson crowd as well, and known for playing so many of those events. And obviously, Patrick, you have a couple motorcycles and might know a thing or two about Harleys.
We've done a lot of stuff with Harley through the years, with the events and anniversaries and stuff. And we rode, I'm still riding, but a lot of us, all of us rode for a long time. And a lot of bikers used to come to our gigs and still do, of course, but so that's kind of, we're just, and then a lot of our songs are, road songs. I think that really speaks to the motorcycle nation.
Right, well, just like Dangerous.
Yeah.
I think that's and so many of the tracks you guys do, taking it to the streets. I mean, there's just a lot of songs, that I think play well.
Rocking Down the Highway.
Rocking Down the Highway. Some of those songs are not very good when I'm driving, though. Because somehow you end up going faster while I'm listening to the Doobie Brothers play, from that cat, and that's not good.
Yeah,
No, I guess it depends. Problematic.
Yeah, unless you're stopped by the police, John.
Oh, that's true.
Which can be, a slight problem. I wanted to bring up too, you guys are, with this tour, with the 50th anniversary tour, you guys are wrapping up here on October 12th at the Bridgestone. That's a big venue. How are you guys excited about that?
We played it, I guess, in 21. It was a gas. We had a ball.
It's a great venue.
Great crowd. Yeah, it's an awesome venue. And most of the shows we're doing are large venues. I think we're out now on a second leg, second half, what do you want to call it? And we're going to be doing some places like Radio City Music Hall and Chicago Theater and some places that aren't amphitheaters, because that's all we've been doing pretty much so far, or else indoor places like arenas, that kind of thing. So this will be a little smaller in size, but these are really places that we remember from back in the day that are really nice. Right. And so it's going to be a lot of fun.
Well, you know, I think it's so incredible with the music too, so many incarnations of the Doobie Brothers, because I've enjoyed them all. You know, from the early days, from the early songs, guitar driven, and from the period with, you know, Michael coming in and doing more of the keyboard driven. And it's like, it kind of all serves the song, and it's the music that we all grew up with over the years. And that you guys still come out with a new album last year and are still doing this now. So will the 50-ish tour maybe continue, or are you guys stopping it after this year?
No, I think we're going to Europe and down under, and
We're looking to go
next year,
internationally.
yeah.
So it could be like the 55th anniversary.
By the time we, yeah, it's possible.
Too soon it's going to be the Who's Counting tour.
the one more year, kind of like one more guitar, but one more year tour.
Right. Well,
That's
it's like
incredible.
starting to number your farewell tours.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah, this isn't a farewell tour, so that's what we're safe in that regard.
Well, you know, and it's so incredible to me, you know, having seen all of you, you know, in concert before, doing with the Doobie Brothers and also with solo work and everything, that you guys are still enjoying it, and the, you know, the musicianship, the vocals, and everything are still there. What is that like to continue, you know, at this point, to still be enjoying and having the crowds, and like you said too, Tom, selling out still?
I think that's the reason you're doing it. I mean, I'm speaking for myself, and I think everybody else should too. It's just a gas to get up and play, and if the people are responding, that's what it's all about. Basically, our job is to go out there and get that response, and that's what we go for every night.
We're lucky guys.
Yeah.
I'm very lucky. And to challenge ourselves musically, I think, you know, this is a lengthy show that we're doing, so you know, there's a lot of stuff to remember.
Mm-hmm.
And, a lot of songs.
And with the new songs and so on, you know,
Right.
it's a challenge, you know.
And we have a great bunch of guys that join us on stage every night. That we have the best crew in the world.
Yeah, musicians too, huh?
Yeah. Yeah. And you know, and you know, our drummer and percussionist and bass player and horn player. To me, I told these guys when I saw them in Nashville before I got with them, it was the best version of the band I'd ever heard. You know.
They are good players. They really are good players.
Well, and Michael, I mean, you know, with the songs you bring and obviously the unique vocals and everything and the keyboards and all, how does it feel to be back with, you know, the Doobie Brothers, you know, as the band member, you know?
You know, really natural for me. I mean, you know, it's kind of like riding a bike. I had played with the band long enough to where it's just, and we've remained friends through the years no matter what, and so it's really the best of all hangs for me. I enjoy it, and you know, I enjoyed playing with my own band for a while there, and probably, you know, I don't know what the future holds where that's concerned, but at my age, I've actually forgotten all those songs by now. So it's now that I've learned this whole new song. But for me, the best part is getting back with the guys, and then on top of that, the icing on the cake is getting to play this book of songs again. You know, I always miss that.
I got to say, it's really great having Michael back.
It is. Makes that adds a lot.
Well, you know, and I got to bring this up too, to where obviously back on the road, you've got, you know, your fans, your huge fan base. What is it like now when you have people bringing their kids and grandkids to the show, and you're looking out in the audience and you're seeing all these young people that, you know, this is the first time they've seen and heard the Doobie Brothers live?
We just hope they'll forgive their parents someday. I mean, no, it's really great, actually. Of course, you know, have a whole new audience, really, in a lot of ways. So, again, we're just very, very lucky guys.
It's got to be amazing, because I even know with my 16-year-old daughter, it's like, you know, she knows Doobie Brothers songs now. And it's like, and whenever she puts classic rock on, I'm like, I'm so thankful. It's like going, I know this. I grew up with this, you know?
Yeah.
And so you guys you're essentially, you know, nurturing a whole new audience.
It is amazing how many younger kids are really into the band. I mean,
I'm not sure about the
you,
nurturing part.
Yeah. Nature versus nurture. I don't know. Anyway, yeah, we see them at the shows. And you see like 3 generations. You see people our age. You see people in their 30s and 40s, whatever, and then you see kids in their, you know, teens, 20s.
We don't see anybody older than us.
Actually, that's not true. I've seen a couple. But, Yeah, it's cool that you can reach that many people.
Right.
That your music will transcend.
It multi-generational.
Yeah.
You know, I mean, with 50-ish, years of a catalog, and just like Michael said too, a huge catalog of music. When you start going deeper to even the songs that weren't hits, because I'm a fan of a lot of those, that maybe didn't make the radio play.
When you were asking how we do a set list, I made my bad joke about drawing them out of a hat. These guys, especially Pat and Tom and Michael, know the material in ways that they're looking at it to make sure the audience hears the songs they really want to hear, that we got to play, or whatever, how you want to look at the hits. But we also have, there's like you were mentioning, a great backlog of really cool fan favorite album tracks, deep cuts, that kind of thing. And we try to find the balance, I think. And it's really these guys that know how to sort that out.
Yeah, because that has to be a challenge, because I don't even know how you would do that with all of the songs and all.
Well,
of
we've got a gazillion set lists to choose from. So what you do is you pick one from here and one there, maybe a whole section of songs, and stick them together. And then we add Mike's tunes in and put them throughout the set, and how that works.
Yeah.
And
Go
it's
through
been
mine
really
pretty
cool.
quickly, but then it's really these two guys that we have to pick and choose from. Yeah.
Yeah, I don't know. You had a lot of hit albums too, Michael. With the Doobie Brothers. Well, I was going to ask too. With the new album that came out last year, are you guys working on any new material for something maybe in the future? I mean, while you're on the road, obviously you're always writing. Obviously you're rehearsing and playing.
We haven't been yet. I talked to the guy we used for the producer last time, and he's sitting there tapping his fingers. So I said, "That'd be great." I said, "We just have to get off and have enough time to do it," and that hasn't started happening yet, but this has pretty much been all about touring at this point.
Which it has been a heck of a tour.
Yeah.
Yeah, and it just, I'm so thrilled it keeps going, and we'll be going to Europe and everywhere else, and that you guys are going to be playing here in Nashville at the Bridgestone on October 12th. Be sure, get your tickets. Also, check out the new album that came out last year if you haven't. Once again, incredible music with the Doobie Brothers. Patrick Simmons, Tom Johnston, John McFee, and Michael McDonald, thank you so much for coming on the Rock Interview. You want to see these guys live, wherever you're at, go see them on this tour, and coming to Europe, you name it. The Doobie Brothers are out there for the 50th anniversary tour. Thanks for coming on the show, guys.
Thanks for having us.
Thank you.
Sponsored by the Big 98, Nashville's #1 for new country and the home of the Bobby Bones Show.